Yo ho, dear humans and other creatures or machines that are listening. Welcome back to the Companion of Discomfort. It's time to talk a bit about movies again. We haven't done that in a while. There was some other stuff which I think is very good, but you didn't watch or listen to it. So, too bad. Next time. Anyway, today I want to talk about the movie that I have mentioned before in the Academy Awards episode, and that's this one. It's called Shotai, and the English title is Faceless, and it looks a bit like this. It's a very, let's say, shiny, stylish, good-looking movie for the most part, but it's a movie by Michihito Fujii. We mentioned him over there at in that episode, and I'm not his biggest fan. The first time I watched one of his movies was a movie called We Are, which was the most generic coming of age countryside kids going to the big city movie ever. Then there was The Journalist, which had a good, important, nice topic. Besides that, it was probably a pretty normal movie. I watched The Brightest Roof in the Universe, which I can mostly not remember, but it has one of the weirdest edits in film history, or at least that I know, which is not weird in a good way, but just in a very bad way, because it makes the scenes around it look really strange and not make any sense. I watched A Family, a Yakuza movie, which I can't really remember, but I think it was quite okay. And there was Hard Days, which was really good for half of the runtime, and then just became like too not good. I saw the trailer for Faceless or Shotai some time ago, and I thought, the trailer looks pretty good. I wasn't aware that it's another Fuji film, which is not the camera stuff, because that's of better quality. So I wasn't aware that he made this movie. The cast looked fine. There's a Ryusei Yokohama, who is in more of his movies, but for example, he was in Wandering, which I felt like was really good, and he was in a lot of Super Sentai stuff, which is always good, so why not? The trailer made it look like there's some action in there. He did some action probably if he was in Super Sentai, so not so bad. Then we have Riho Yoshioka, who was, for example, in the last Takashi Miike movie, Lumberjack the Monster, which was pretty good. Today I'm gonna watch his new one, Blue Fight, but I will watch it later, so I don't know now. So, let's see. And she was in Anime Supremacy, which was a very fun film. And she was in Zoki, which was really, really good as well. And you can buy Zoki from Third Window Films. Go do that. It's wonderful. And then we have Shintaro Morimoto, who did some stuff that I don't really know. But then we have Anna Yamada, and everybody loves Anna Yamada, especially for Golden Kamuy, where she played a role that's a bit controversial because she's not Ainu, but portraying an Ainu person, and she was in the okay Homestay, but she was in the very, very great Mountain Woman, and in the very much loved Liver Leaf, which I haven't seen yet. So some good people. Of course, we have Takayuki Yamada, who was in like a million Takashi Miike movies. So pretty good cast, why not? And it looks like a typical guy on the run movie. I hoped for something like The Fugitive, which is a really, really good movie. And this whole premise, you have this guy who was in prison and escapes to prove that he's innocent. It's always exciting, right? We want stuff like that. We like that. You can make great thrillers, and that's the problem here. It's not a thriller. It's a very average generic, sometimes really boring drama. Because, we have the story of this guy who escapes. He got arrested for killing a bunch of children, and then he escapes because he says, "Oh, I'm innocent, I didn't do it," and he runs across the country, stays in different places, uses different identities to get closer to his goal of proving his innocence, and so far a good idea. But yeah, it's more like a road movie where he meets people. He is, of course, super smart. He can do everything. He helps these people. He makes friends, and then they decide to help him on his journey. And it's extremely melodramatic. It's very ham-fisted. Is that the correct word? It's very on the nose. It tries really, 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 really hard to make you feel something, and you just sit there and you don't feel anything at all because it tries so hard, instead of maybe just relying on skilled actors or something like that. It's just like even the scenes when the police almost get him and you should have a little tension. It's not very exciting. It's not very interesting. Then you have this subplot of the police dude who knows that some stuff went wrong when they arrested him, and will he tell the truth, or it's just also so boring. It's not even bad, it's just generic, and nothing interesting really happens. These friendships are just like as a result of his magic abilities of being like basically a perfect lawyer or a perfect journalist or whatever. He can do everything, and everybody falls in love with him. He's just like a what they call a Mary Jane, and not very charming, not very interesting. Just a dude who does stuff, and suddenly people are, oh, especially the ladies, oh, he's so great, and it's, oh, I love him. And no, it's just boring. Yeah, it's really sad, and the saddest part about it is that I waited until the last day I could watch it in a cinema around here. Paid the money to go to the cinema, and like 3 days later someone tells me that it's on Netflix, and I could have saved that money. Let's see what happens if you're too curious about Academy Award nominees. It's a really boring movie. It's like I said, it's not even bad. It's just nothing. It's not dramatic. It's not exciting. It doesn't make you feel a thing. At least it didn't make me feel anything. It's just there. It's a movie you can put on while ironing your shirts and doing other stuff. So something happens. It's so predictable that you don't really need to pay attention. And you don't need to look at it until you realize, oh, now maybe something might show up. And I think Mr. Fujii, this stuff explains why Netflix loves him so much. He just does content they can throw on their platform for no reason and no effect, and it's just there to have more. It's not insulting in a way that you feel, oh wow, that's really, really bad, but you're just there. It exists. You exist. You feel kind of bored. It's not even that it makes you feel like, wow, 2 hours passed and I don't really know why. I was kind of entertained. It's more like 2 hours passed. I feel like 2.5, and you feel like there were like a handful of nice scenes and some good-looking moments and very intense music that tries to make you feel, because the movie can't. And just nah. nah. Probably I should give up on Mr. Fujii. I don't think he will become great anytime, so maybe you should do the same. But yeah, good for Netflix, good for him. He seemingly gets nice budgets to make his movies, and if it makes him happy, it doesn't make me happy. Maybe it makes you happy. I mean, the average score on Letterboxd is quite okay. It's like at 3.4. Not so bad, but ugh. It's enough for this. Let's go. See you. Bye.